The two men deemed responsible for California's deadly ghost ship warehouse fire, which killed 36 people, are going to prison. Derek Almena, 48, and Max Harris, 28, each pleaded no contest to 36 charges of involuntary manslaughter on Tuesday. Almena, the warehouse's master tenant, will be sentenced to 9 years in county prison and 3 years of mandatory supervised release. Harris, the ghost ship's creative director who promoted the deadly concert, will be sentenced to 6 years in prison and 4 years of mandatory supervision. It was revealed last week that the two reached a plea deal that would allow them to avoid a high-profile jury trial. Both men, who were arrested in June 2017, will get credit for the year they have already spent in jail. Had Almena and Harris gone to trial and been found guilty of all 36 counts, one per victim, they could have faced sentences adding up to 39 years each in prison. Almena and Harris will be formally sentenced during a 2-day hearing in August, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. The hearing will also family of the victims, which ranged in age from 17 to 61, to address the men. Supporters of Almena and Harris will also be allowed to speak. 36 people were killed when the illegally converted warehouse in Oakland went up in flames on December 2, 2016. They had been attending an electronic music concert and were trapped inside due to passages blocked by piano benches and an inflatable screen. One stairwell was blocked off, while the other turned into a bottleneck as people attempted to escape from the second floor, where the fire started. Although it was unclear what started the fire, investigators determined that the warehouse was filled with highly flammable materials, such as tapestries and a staircase built of wooden pallets. It was also discovered that the warehouse did not have sprinklers or an automatic fire detection system. Meanwhile, the warehouse's electricity was being carried in from a power source in a nearby auto repair shop. Authorities said Almena leased the warehouse, an illegally sublet space for artists to live and work. He also held for-profit concerts at the warehouse, which was not licensed for entertainment. That night Almena skipped the rave, instead spending it with his wife Micah Allison and their 3 children at a hotel, and reportedly left Harris in charge. The two men's jury trial was set to begin July 16, but they reached a plea deal after more than 2 hours of negotiations in the judge's chambers last week, according to the East Bay Times. If one of the men had decided not to take the plea deal, they would have both been forced to stand trial. When plea deals for the two men were first being discussed in early June, Harris's attorney had said his client wanted credit for time served, and Almena's attorney said his client wanted to go to trial. Prosecutors spoke with relatives and friends of the ghost ship's victims when the plea deal meeting with the judge wrapped up. When asked what he thought about Harris and Almena receiving a plea deal instead of going to trial, one of the victims' friends said he was not feeling it. Kenzie Smith's friends, filmmaker Alex Gasson, 35, and Gasson's fiancée, Hannah Ruax, 32, died in the fire. Share this article. Share. You knew you had a faulty warehouse. You're responsible for it, Smith said of Harris and Almena. If you're going to sit here and try to play victim now, it's too late.